Hello everybody, welcome in. It's Laura from Tenacious Taurus Twin Flame Tarot, and this is going to be the Twin Flame Collective Weekend Check-In. We're going to kind of see where the Divine Masculine is at, what kind of energies they are sitting in. I know the energy has been quite triggering the last couple of days. I think a lot of anger is coming up when it comes to the blocks, when it comes to the lack of reciprocation, the lack of communication on the feminine's part. So I thought we could dive into the masculine's energy, and there we got partnership and deception. So I think, you know, the masculine's in this very deceptive partnership, wearing a mask, pretending everything's okay when things really aren't okay. And I kind of feel a lot of these masculines are experiencing a lot of turmoil, a lot of power struggles. They're really kind of holding on to that ego so tight. And I feel this weekend there's going to be a major power shift. I think the masculine, you know, is riddled with deception, going through this rebirth. So let's see what needs to come through for the masculine, for the weekend check-in. If you have not already done so, do feel free to hit that subscribe button below to join the channel. But we're going to jump in with the fallen angel cards first and see what the main energies are in and around the divine masculine for this weekend check-in. What energies we can expect to feel, if there's going to be any communication. I know some people have had their masculine reach out and then they've retracted and then blocked and ghosted again. So I think a lot of the feminines are just sick and tired of this back and forth. But I kind of feel the masculines are going to be experiencing some massive upheaval in the energies this weekend in order for this cycle to come to completion. I think the masculines really lacked this empathy when it comes to this connection with the divine feminine. And they are definitely dealing with a lot of deception. I think they are getting ready to, you know, go through this very transformational rebirth in order for them to rise like the phoenix. But I think, you know, this lack of empathy, this lack of reciprocation when it comes to this spiritual revolution, when it comes to the evolution of humanity moving forward. And I think the masculine really needs to embrace that strong vision when it comes to restoring a sense of diplomacy in their life, when it comes to honesty and seeking that resolution with the divine feminine. I think a lot of the masculines are experiencing a lot of takedown energy when it comes to the karmic contracts, because, you know, they've not been willing to put in the work to create those changes. And that's when the divine comes in and, you know, upheaves them out of that comfort zone. So let's see what needs to come through with the Dark Mirror deck. I think, you know, the calling of the storm with the Queen of My World. And there's the masculine in that masquerade energy, wearing a mask, pretending everything's okay, when in actuality, everything is falling apart on the inside. And maybe the masculines are wanting to seek revenge. And I think that would be a very poor energy for them to be in. Because whatever they seek when it comes to revenge is definitely going to come back tenfold in their energy. They're definitely struggling with a lot of addictions, I feel. I think a lot of the masculines are feeling very foolish in the energy, really kind of at that rock bottom. So whether this is a job loss or they're getting kicked out from the karmic situation, I do feel the masculines are gilded with regret. I feel they're being haunted in the headspace with all of this nostalgia when it comes to who they were really meant to be. So we do have the child I was meant to be. So, you know, I think a lot of the masculines are going deep within this inner child wounding. Something is coming back around to be addressed for the masculine when it comes to this dream energy. I feel a lot of fragmented thought processing when it comes to them really needing to honor the temple of their mind, their body, and their soul. And they have been hiding their true authentic self. And I kind of feel this gilded regret really is, you know, bringing all of this upheaval in order for them to tap into their own mystic healing capabilities is what I'm feeling. Yeah, definitely transitioning into the spiritual realms. And, you know, the masculines have not heeded that higher guidance. I think a clear solution is around the corner, but the masculine is going to need to listen to his heart, to listen to the higher guidance from spirit coming through. But we will see what else needs to come through for the divine masculine for this weekend. Check in. What other energies are surrounding the divine masculine? Time to be brave. And we do have that transit today with Mars sextile Jupiter. So a lot of expansion coming through in the energies, and definitely a major completion and ending taking place in preparation for this new beginning. So divine feminine, expect miracles. I kind of feel the masculines blocking everybody right now, kind of pushing everybody away, making everybody back off as they figure out who the hell they really are without all of these masks that they wear. So I do feel a lot of the masculines are stifled, they're stiffed, bored in that karmic situation, very stuck, very complacent, and they kind of know it's time to be brave, to come forward with that truth, to speak that truth, to bring something full circle, because what goes around comes around. And I think the masculines are reaping a whole lot of negative karma in the energies this weekend. A 26 card breaking down to an 8, and that's that infinity. You reap what you have sown. So I do think the masculines are definitely reaping their karma tenfold for this lack of reciprocity, this lack of acknowledgement, truth, and authenticity. So I kind of feel definitely this situation is coming up to be addressed once and for all. I think the past is returning. I think a lot of these masculines are wallowing in the memories of this connection, feeling very sad, very depressed, I think very nostalgic about the love that they felt from the divine feminine, and they definitely need to tend to these energies. I think a lot of the masculines are gilded with regret. They definitely wish they would have done things differently, but they always have the ability to make a different choice, to come forward with that truth. So I kind of feel a major karmic completion, and this really is going to give the masculine an opportunity to heal and clear the past, so they no longer keep playing into this regret, remorse, guilt, and shame. We all make mistakes, but I kind of feel the masculine's finally facing that karmic judgment in order to learn this lesson and rework their fated destiny moving forward. I think a fateful lesson in order for them to kind of step into self-mastery. So let's keep going and see what needs to come through with the archetype deck. Foolish. They've definitely had that mask on. They're feeling like a clown. They're feeling like a jokester. Definitely experiencing a lot of humility in the energies this weekend when it comes to their arrogant pursuit of materialistic pleasures. So, you know, this unwillingness to cooperate, to collaborate with the divine feminine, this unwillingness to take action towards stepping into spiritual devotion, really is bringing in this very powerful karmic judgment call. So there's going to be a karmic rebalancing. Justice is going to be served because the divine is managing a fair distribution of power in the energies. And I feel all of this destruction around the masculine is no longer going to be avoided. There's definitely justice being served. Whether your masculine is playing into, you know, criminal activity, I kind of feel, you know, all of these negative destructive forces are kind of bringing all of this upheaval for the divine masculine's deception. So we will see what else needs to come through for the masculine for the weekend check-in. Sabotage. They've definitely self-sabotaged their journey. I feel all of these self-destructive behaviors to undermine the feminine and everybody that they're connected with really is inducing a lot of fear. The masculine fears embracing these changes that the divine has been encouraging him to make in his life. This fear of self-empowerment. And I feel, you know, the masculine can at any point in time turn all of these negative and destructive energies into, you know, soulful insights, but he's going to have to make that decision. So bottom of the deck, visionary. That's that third eye pressure that I've been feeling most of the morning. So, you know, a lot of these masculines basically sold their soul to the highest bidder when it comes to this materialistic world that they've been clinging on to. A lot of these masculines really have compromised their integrity, their visions, to be accepted in a status quo foundation, in a false connection that really isn't aligned with these higher energies. So I kind of feel the divine is encapsulating the masculine with all of these psychic visions in order for them, you know, to take accountability. A lot of these masculines have not had any regard for the pain that they have caused all of the people that they've been connected with, all for personal gain, all for materialism. And you know, this abuse of authority is coming round full circle because the masculines are here to support life, to support the feminine's creative aspects, and to be that positive guiding light within that tribal unit, within the twin flame collective. And I feel this dictatorial controlling energy is no longer acceptable. And, you know, I feel a lot of the masculines are struggling with pessimism, depression. They don't believe in miracles. I think there's definitely an energy shift because action is going to be required in order for the divine masculine to step into growth, to step into compassion, and in order for him to see the potential beauty in this destruction, in this upheaval. So I kind of feel a lot of the masculines really have self-sabotaged their life at this point in time. And there's definitely going to be major changes because the divine is saying they can no longer compromise their integrity all for this materialistic false foundation that they have created for their life. So let's keep going and see what else needs to come through for the masculine. Self-love. The masculine, I feel, is realizing that self-love is necessary in order for them to be able to fully love the divine feminine. So an evaluation of freedom. The masculines really have created a very negative, self-imposed prison of themselves, filled with restrictions, perceived limitations, because of their lack of openness when it comes to this truth that's been repressed on their hearts. So what other energies need to come through for the masculine? Creativity, flipped out and reversed though. So I think it's time for the masculine to embrace some new desires. I think they are going through a major shift when it comes to shattering all of these illusions. I think the veil has been lifted and there's a lot coming into the masculine's awareness when it comes to restoring his sense of innate power through the heart space. So I feel coming into that deep awareness, that deep understanding of this strong soul connection. I feel a lot of the masculine's inner voice is really hunting them when it comes to this lack of faith, when it comes to not following their intuition. And I feel blocks when it comes to creativity. And the masculine's really going to have to devise a plan of action to come forward when it comes to bringing all of these new innovative ideas into the collection. I think a lot into the collection. A lot of illumination when it comes to where the masculine has lacked demonstrating compassion towards the feminine. You know, he's not shared his heart. He's not shared his truth. He's not been living in states of love. And, you know, I think loyalty is coming up to be addressed because the masculine has not devoted his love to this connection. He's not been reliable. He's not been dependable. He's been very inconsistent. He's not devoted to his calling. And there's that cause and effect coming through. I know I got the glare on the from the sun. So definitely cause and effect. Major changes when it comes to that false foundation as a result of this lack of accountability. I think the masculine's going to need to possess a lot of determination and dedication if he is to consciously step into his purpose and demonstrate love. I think definitely reaping some negative karma in the energies this weekend. So We'll get a couple messages from the numerology deck. Definitely a lot of synchronicities. I know for myself, the number sequences really have been sticking out a lot. And big changes. I think the masculine's in for a major wake-up call because the fates are saying it's time for what goes around to come around, because the masculine has lacked self-discipline. He's not been, you know, embracing this personal growth. And I think a lot of the feminines have been so patient. We've sat at that crossroads. We've stepped into, you know, our teaching and learning experience. We've actually stepped into our spiritual career. We've been manifesting this new energy. The feminines really have stepped into leadership through their spiritual creativity. And I think the masculine is experiencing a timeout for some healing. I think they're definitely going to be put in like a penalty box, is what I'm being shown, a penalty box. In order for them to learn this lesson, in order for them to embrace self-discipline, personal growth, I think a lot of these masculines might need to get out there and embrace some physical activity. I think they're really not taking care of their mind, their body, or their soul. And there's definitely something coming back around. I think the feminine really has manifested this cause and effect to take place in order for the masculine to embrace this growth, to embrace the next leg of the journey. So I'm going to use the zombie tarot today. I feel a lot of the masculines are feeling like the Walking Dead. I always call this deck the Walking Dead. So I think, you know, movement, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Chariot. So I kind of feel the masculines feeling like a moving target in the energies this weekend in order for them to move forward. So let's get some energies with the tarot, and we'll see what other energies need to come through for the divine masculine. We'll get the masculine's current energy for the weekend check-in. Current energy surrounding the divine masculine, please. There we go. We've got the Nine of Cups, the Nine of Swords. We have the Eight of Hazards and the Strength. So now I'm hearing like guns in my head and they won't stop. So I feel a lot of memories, a lot of higher thought energies, guns in my head and they won't stop. So, you know, the masculine's been struggling. I don't know, maybe he's losing a limb with the Five of Wands. So I think major hazardous energy. I kind of feel with that Eight of Swords with the Strength, I feel, you know, the masculine is being haunted by the past. He's stuck in this old, outdated mindset, been dealing with a lot of conflict, a lot of struggles, a lot of argumentative energy. I think the karmic energy is like ripping apart the masculine limb by limb in order for this double-edged sword of truth to come forward. I think the masculine is losing sleep. He's full of stress, anxiety. I think he's almost getting ready to go off to the loony bin is kind of what I'm feeling over this missed opportunity. I kind of feel, yep, secrets are coming out. We have the Magician with the Seven of Swords in reversed. I kind of feel the masculine is getting ready to come forward with that communication, because there's that final nail in the coffin, the Ten of Swords in reverse. So I kind of feel like people are out for blood with the divine masculine because he's not victorious wherever he's at. I feel a major loss in the energies in order for the masculine to finally lay down this burden. But what does the masculine's higher self want us to know? We just got the Eight of Cups in reversed with the Moon. So I'm getting a couple energies with that. You know, I do feel a lot of the masculines are being haunted in dream space. They know the divine feminine holds the key to their heart. And I kind of feel they are getting ready to come back with that truth, because they are definitely hurting. We have the Three of Swords. I feel they've been ripped wide open. The karmic energy is feasting on the masculine, consciously releasing that burden with the Nine of Wands reversed and getting ready to come forward with that truth with the King of Swords. So I think with that new moon energy, it really did bring the masculine to that rock bottom when it comes to this resistance of walking away from this heaviness, stepping towards this brand new beginning in love, when it comes to this nostalgia, this memory, I feel a lot of nostalgia in the memory, in the energies for the masculine. When it comes to this new beginning in love, I think they're dealing with a lot of envy and hate. I think they're very dissatisfied with their life, struggling with a lot of anguish and this hunger for the divine feminine. And with the Nine of Hazards and the High Priestess, I think they're just kind of like this walking dead meat is what I feel. All of these secrets are coming back to haunt the masculine. There's that Lovers in reverse. That karmic contract is coming to a dead stop, an accident waiting to happen. There's no more harmony. There's no more seeing eye to eye. The masculine might even be experiencing getting thrown out in the energies. I think the energy really is hazardous. And then there's that masculine energy, King of Cups reversed. Wheel of Fortune in reversed, a series of bad luck, definitely feeling like a moving target. And I kind of feel an emotional outburst because there is no harmony in their life. I think the masculine is needing somebody to rescue them. Might even be airlifted to a hospital, a near-death experience when it comes to this heart awakening. When it comes to this solid foundation with the feminine, I think wherever they are at, it's been dark, it's been dreary, there's been a lot of chaos, a lot of conflict, but we will get a potential overall outcome when it comes to these energies this weekend. And we'll pull a couple more oracle messages into the masculine's energy. So, Three of Cups, there's that third party energy. They thought they married the prize, and there you got that walking dead woman. I think somebody's completely drained the masculine. We have the Three of Hazards. It's really time for them to break free from that third party drama. There's that poor karmic judgment. Definitely reaping what they have sown, cause and effect. I'm definitely going through a fall from grace when it comes to that karmic feminine energy. I think she's emotionally manipulating the masculine. The Queen of Cups reversed is emotionally blackmailing the masculine, I feel. And there's that masculine getting ready to come back, feeling like a fool, maybe showing up at your door with some flowers, wanting to take you out on a date. I think he's trying to revive this connection. That is dead and gone is what I feel. And now we have the Queen of Wands and the Four of Hazards. So there's that holding on for dear life. But they are quickly running in with that apology because the time is now for these manifestations to come to fruition. But let's see what needs to come through with the romance angels. I think a lot of the masculines are struggling financially, and that's a major factor in their life right now when it comes to this past life relationship. I think a lot of addictions are affecting the masculine's life right now, codependencies, and I think they are about to experience a very painful separation when it comes to the karmic energy today or this weekend. So what other energies need to come through for the masculine? I think he does want to get to know you again. And I do think divine timing is saying the time is now for communication to come forward. So let's see what else needs to come through for the masculine with the Spiritual Journey Oracle deck. There's resistance to this transformation and this breakthrough. But I do think a lot of prophetic visions are coming forward for the masculine when it comes to all of these lies, the social circle that he's been connected with, a lot of light being shed on all of these misguided falsehoods. I think the masculine's really needing to go into that quiet introspection to really disconnect in order to understand the prophetic symbolism that's coming through, because there is a breakthrough at hand. And I kind of feel these connections are coming into manifestation in the physical reality. So I think the masculine will persevere. There's those signs and synchronicities, but they're going to need to kind of disconnect from all of that karmic energy and to be open to receiving this gift of healing. I kind of feel, get ready to receive a message from the Divine Masculine this weekend. A message of significant importance because they're seeking some truth. They're seeking out friendships and partnerships that are going to stop depleting them. I feel a lot of these masculines, you know, they've not been listening to the higher guidance. They've not been listening to what has been coming through from spirit. And they're about to get a wake-up call, because I kind of feel the feminine is coming into this beautifully integrated alignment of soul within, you know, integrating the masculine and the feminine from within, really stepping into purpose. And that in turn is going to create a shift, a challenge for the masculine to face in order to improve his life. I think the masculine's going to be tested, all kinds of tests this weekend when it comes to their beliefs, and there is that new life just around the corner. So let's get a couple last messages from spirit when it comes to this weekend check-in. But I feel it is like the end of the world as the Divine Masculine knows it, because he can't keep going in this negative direction. I think a lot of obsessive thoughts are coming up about the Divine Feminine. I think they can't get the feminine out of their mind. I think, you know, the masculine needs to stop playing the victim. Oh, poor, pitiful me. They really need to get up and take charge of their life is what I'm feeling. So I kind of feel whatever situation the masculine is in, it's not worthy of their time. They really need to reconnect with the Divine Feminine in the heart space, because they know a divine partner is on their path. And I think that scares them, because this is a love like they have never, ever known before. So the masculines really are being encouraged to release that karmic contract and to kind of step into spiritual maturity. A lot of these masculines are older men in their 40s, and they've sure not acted like grown-ass men. They've acted like little children, playing these games back and forth, and they're really needing to spend some quiet time in meditation, because it's kind of time for them to step into this wisdom, to step into maturity, to grow up once and for all, and to know that this lesson is necessary to be learned, because they've allowed people to overstep their boundaries. They need to know when to draw that line in the sand, because they're letting other people victimize them left, right, and center. And they have to make that choice to take their power back, because I think their spiritual path is being illuminated. A lot of these masculines have lost themselves, and it's time for them to get back into alignment, to nurture themselves. I think they are experiencing a lot of difficulties. Divine Feminine, tune up your chakras in order to maximize the energy flow between you and your counterpart. I think there is a lot of divine protection and guidance coming through, but the masculine is going to need to heed that guidance. Honesty. It's really time for the masculine to get brutally honest with himself, with all of those he has been connected with. He has been lying to everybody. And the worst truth is always going to come out, because all lies are being revealed and exposed, because it's about time the masculine get rigorously honest with himself about what is going on. I think self-awareness is going to be key this weekend for the Divine Masculine. But let's close off the reading with a crystal stone deck message into the masculine's energy. What else do we need to be aware of, please, when it comes to these energies this weekend? A huge pile, but we're going to take them. I kind of feel you might want to get grounded, Divine Feminine. I think the masculine's getting ready to walk out the door when it comes to all of these emotional vampires. I think they're getting ready to publicly confess their love for you. I think they're getting ready to travel towards you. I think a lot of these masculines have been dealing with a very karmic, malignant, narcissistic, feminine energy, and they've really been giving their power away. And it's kind of time for them to break through these limitations, to raise their vibration. I think they are getting a major wake-up call. They've been holding on to this overburden of resentment towards the feminine, when in essence, all this has done is created extra heavy gravity around their heart. And I feel they are experiencing a very painful initiation, a sequence of events in order to get them to expand their intergalactic visions. And there is triumph on the other side, but they're going to have to power through all of these challenges in order to unlock their highest potential. I feel they are feeling very isolated. I think they've been losing a lot of money. They've always been seeking permission to go here and to do that with that very controlling karmic energy. And it's time for the masculine to kind of step outside of themselves. They've been so far up in their ego. And I feel, you know, they've given chase to money, power, greed, and it's time for them to chase love. I think they're like, it's like the intensity of this energy is coming down with like the iron fist. And the masculine's going to have no choice but to unabashedly go in a new direction. I think a lot of heated, passionate energy. There's been this unspoken desire for the feminine boiling below the surface for quite some time. I feel alignment of the head and the heart because the masculine's lost his voice. He's lost just about everything, and it is long past time to release that negative contract because they've been feeling very down. Maybe the masculines need an ice cold shower to shake them out of this stagnancy, but I do feel a lot of perspectives are deepening. This perpetual restlessness, I think, can no longer be ignored. I kind of feel the masculines are being taken to the altar in order for them to go into the depths of all of the pain that this mental noise has caused the people that love him. Pain, you know, the feminine is always, you know, sending the masculine love. And I think it's about time the masculine is reminded how badly the feminine had to drown in this pain in order for them to align to this moment in time where they are being asked to take action. So I kind of feel those spells that the karmic cast over the masculine are fading as the masculine taps into this spiritual alchemical union with the divine feminine is kind of what I'm feeling. So definitely hurtling through these challenges this weekend without a doubt. And I think a lot of hot tempers are flaring, especially with that moon in Aries. So get ready. The masculine is agitated. He might need to stop, drop, and roll before commencing forward. But I feel this seething and sweltering anger, this volcanic eruption coming to the surface when it comes to everything that has stood between the masculine and coming forward to formulate that solid foundation. I think the masculine is having a very difficult time articulating his communication, finding his tranquil place. I think a lot of strict Saturn lessons are being learned this weekend, and the masculine's world is about to get flipped upside down. Major spiritual judgment is being called as the masculine is kind of being called forth to honor this connection and to not give a shit about what other people think. So I feel get ready for some action to be taken in the energies this weekend. And that's kind of what I got for a Twin Flame weekend check-in. I hope this helped. I hope this resonated. If you would like to book a Twin Flame reading with me, please feel free to check out that description box below. And I look forward to seeing you all again next time. Thank you.